everyday English podcast.
By English Talking Today.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Talking Today. I'm Jane.
And I'm David. Thank you for being here with us today. We know you're busy, so the fact that you chose to spend a few minutes with us really means a lot. We're going to make it worth your time.
Yes, absolutely. And today, we have a topic that I think a lot of people can relate to. It's a little personal, a little emotional, but also very, very important.
That's right. Today, we're talking about toxic relationships. Now, before you think, oh, that's not me, just stay with us for a few minutes, because this topic touches everyone in some way.
Exactly. Maybe it's a friendship that makes you feel bad about yourself. Maybe it's a family member who always criticizes you. Or maybe it's a partner who never seems to respect your feelings.
And you know, Jane, one thing I want to say right away, if you're listening and you're thinking of someone in your life right now, that feeling is valid. You're not imagining things.
So true. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. David, can you explain what does the word toxic mean?
Great question. So toxic, T-O-X-I-C, originally means something like poison. Like a toxic chemical is dangerous to your body, right?
Right, like something that harms you physically.
Exactly. But we also use toxic to talk about relationships. So a toxic relationship is one that is very bad for your mental or emotional health. It's a relationship that makes you feel worse, not better.
Yes, and here's a simple example. Imagine you have a friend. Every time you spend time with that friend, you go home feeling sad, tired, or small, like you're not good enough. That could be a sign of a toxic relationship.
And the opposite, a healthy relationship should make you feel supported. You feel safe. You feel like the other person truly cares about you.
Okay, so let's slow down and look at our first vocabulary word. The word is harmful. Harmful.
Harmful means something that causes pain, damage, or negative effects. For example, spending time with someone who always makes fun of you can be harmful to your confidence.
Good example, David. And confidence is so important. When someone is harmful, they slowly take away your belief in yourself.
Right. And I think that's one of the tricky things about toxic relationships. They don't always look dramatic. Like in movies, we see big fights, shouting, very obvious bad behavior.
Yes, and then people think, well, my situation isn't that bad. No one is shouting at me, so maybe it's fine.
But that's actually a misconception. Do you know that word, listeners? Misconception? M-I-S-C-O-N-C-E-P-T-I-O-N.
A misconception is a wrong idea or a false belief about something. So the misconception here is thinking that toxic relationships are always loud and dramatic.
Right. In reality, many toxic situations are very quiet, very subtle. Someone might make small comments like, "Are you really going to wear that?" Or, "You always say the wrong thing."
And those small comments add up over time. Day after day, week after week, you start to believe them.
Exactly. You start to doubt yourself. And that word, doubt, is really important here. To doubt yourself means to stop trusting your own feelings, your own ideas, your own choices.
So, listeners, let's check in with you for a second. Have you ever been in a situation where someone made you doubt yourself? Maybe a teacher who always pointed out your mistakes, or a friend who laughed at your opinions.
Or even a family member who compared you to others all the time.
Yes. In many Asian cultures, for example in India, there is sometimes a lot of pressure from family. Why aren't you more like your cousin? Or you should be doing better by now.
And that kind of pressure, when it becomes constant, when it never stops, it can feel very heavy, like something is always pushing you down.
And that connects to our next vocabulary word. The word is boundaries. B-O-U-N-D-A-R-I-E-S.
Boundaries are the limits you set to protect your well-being or your personal space. So for example, imagine you tell your friend, "I don't feel comfortable when you share my private stories with other people." That is setting a boundary.
Right. And boundaries are not mean. They're not rude. They are actually a sign of self-respect.
Yes, and the word self-respect connects to another word we want to teach today, self-worth. S-E-L-F-W-O-R-T-H.
Self-worth is the understanding that you have value, that you deserve kindness, that you deserve to be treated well, just because you are a human being.
I love that definition, Jane. You don't have to earn kindness. You don't have to perform perfectly or be the best at everything. You deserve respect just as you are.
That's such an important message. And I think for a lot of English learners, especially if you've grown up in environments where you are often corrected or judged, it can be hard to really believe that.
So true. Okay, let's talk about a little story. I want to paint a picture for you listeners. Imagine a small garden.
Oh, I love this.
So in this garden, you plant a tiny seed. You water it every day, you give it sunlight, and slowly it grows into a little green plant.
It's delicate, it's small, but it's growing.
Right. But then one day, you notice something. A thick, heavy vine from a nearby plant has wrapped itself around your little seedling, and this vine is blocking the sunlight. It's taking the water. Your small plant can't breathe.
Oh no.
And if you don't do anything, your plant will wither. It will die.
Wither, W-I-T-H-E-R, means to become weak and dry, like a plant that doesn't get enough water or sun. We can also use it to talk about people, like, without encouragement, her confidence began to wither.
That's a great use. So what do you do with the vine?
You have to remove it, even if it's hard, even if it feels sad to pull it away, because if you don't, the plant you care about, your plant, cannot survive.
And this is the metaphor for a toxic relationship. The vine represents the toxic person or situation, and the little plant, that's you.
Gently. And you deserve to grow. You deserve sunlight.
Absolutely. So now let's talk practically. What do you actually do when you think you might be in a toxic relationship? Because it's one thing to understand the idea and another thing to know the steps.
Right. And this is where a lot of people feel stuck, because it's not as simple as just leave, especially when you care about the person, especially when there are good memories mixed in with the bad ones.
Exactly. And that's completely normal. Let's say that again. It is completely normal to still love or care about someone, even if they are hurting you.
So step 1, recognize what you're feeling. And that word recognize, R-E-C-O-G-N-I-Z-E, means to become aware of something, to notice it clearly.
Ask yourself some simple questions. Do I feel safe around this person? Do I feel respected, like my feelings and opinions matter? Do I feel valued, like this person sees my good qualities?
If the answer to those questions is often no, that's important information.
Step 2. Think about your boundaries. What is okay for you and what is not okay? Sometimes we need to communicate our boundaries clearly. To communicate means to say or express something so the other person understands.
And sometimes this is important. Even when you communicate clearly, the other person doesn't respect your boundaries. They keep crossing them. That is a very telling sign.
A telling sign. That means it reveals something important. It shows you something about how that person sees you.
Step 3, seek support. Seek, S-E-E-K, means to look for something or try to find it. So seek support means to look for help or comfort from others.
This could be a trusted friend, a family member who listens without judgment, a counselor or a therapist if that's available to you.
And listeners, there is absolutely no shame in asking for help. Strength is not about handling everything alone. Strength is knowing when to reach out.
That's so important. The idea that I must deal with this by myself is actually, what's our word? A misconception.
Yes, exactly right, David. It's a misconception that asking for help is weakness. In reality, it takes a lot of courage to say, I need support.
Courage. C-O-U-R-A-G-E. The ability to do something even when it feels scary or hard. And choosing to face a toxic relationship honestly, that takes real courage.
Now, let's talk about something a little more cultural. You know, in many societies, and this is true in many parts of Asia, including countries like India, or here in Cambodia, or across Southeast Asia, there is a strong cultural message to keep the peace, to stay loyal, to not make problems.
And the family or community might say, just forgive, just try harder, just be patient.
And sometimes patience and forgiveness are beautiful things, but there is a difference between working through a normal conflict and staying in a situation that is consistently harmful.
Right, consistently. C-O-N-S-I-S-T-E-N-T-L-Y means happening again and again in the same way. So if someone is consistently making you feel small, consistently ignoring your feelings, consistently breaking your boundaries,
Then patience alone is not the answer.
you know, there's a saying that I really like. It is better to be alone than in bad company.
Oh, yes. What do you think that means, listeners? Take a moment to think about it.
On the surface, it sounds simple. Don't spend time with people who are bad for you. But the meaning goes deeper than that.
It means that being alone, even if it feels lonely at first, is better than being with someone who makes you feel worse about yourself every day.
And choosing to step back from a harmful relationship is not giving up. It is not failure. It is an act of, what's the word?
Self-love. SELFLOVE. Taking care of yourself. Treating yourself with the same kindness you would give to a good friend. I love that framing. Imagine your best friend came to you and said, I have this relationship that makes me feel terrible every single day. What should I do? What would you tell them? I would say, you deserve better. You deserve to be happy.
Exactly. So why do we find it so hard to say that to ourselves?
That's a really deep question. I think for a lot of people, especially those who grew up being told to put others first all the time, it can feel selfish to say, I matter.
But you do matter. Listeners, you matter. Your feelings are real. Your well-being is real. And choosing to protect it is not selfish.
It is wise and necessary and brave.
Now, we also want to mention, leaving a toxic relationship is not always possible immediately. Sometimes it takes time. Sometimes there are complicated situations, financial, family, cultural.
And that's okay. Even small steps count. Even one small boundary you set today is a step in the right direction.
Right. Like maybe today you don't answer the phone when you know the call will drain you. Or maybe today you write in a journal about how you're feeling. Or maybe today you talk to one trusted person.
Small steps, day by day. And that connects to our final vocabulary word for today, influence. INFLUENCE.
Influence means the power to affect someone's thoughts, feelings, or behavior. The people we spend time with influence us, both positively and negatively.
So choose as much as possible to be around people who have a positive influence on you, people who encourage you, people who celebrate your progress, not just your perfection.
Oh, I love that. Celebrate your progress, not just your perfection. Because none of us are perfect, and we shouldn't have to be perfect to deserve love and respect.
Absolutely. And as you work on your English, you're going to make mistakes, and that is totally fine. What matters is that you keep going.
Kind of like leaving a toxic relationship, actually. It's not a straight, easy path, but every step forward matters.
Okay, David, let's bring it home. Can you summarize what we talked about today?
Of course. So today, we talked about toxic relationships, what they are, how to recognize them, and what steps you can take. A toxic relationship is one that harms your mental and emotional health, and recognizing that, being honest about it, takes real courage.
We talked about setting boundaries, seeking support, and understanding that your self-worth is not something you have to earn. You already have it.
And we also talked about the importance of self-love, treating yourself with kindness, even when the world around you is complicated.
If there is one message we want you to take from today's episode, it is this. You deserve relationships that help you grow, not relationships that hold you back.
You are allowed to protect your peace. You are allowed to choose people who truly see you and value you.
Thank you so much for listening today, everyone. We really hope this episode was helpful, both for your English and for your heart.
And hey, if this episode touched you, or if you know someone who needs to hear this message today, please share it with them. That's one of the best things you can do.
And if you haven't already, please subscribe to English Talking Today. Give us a like and leave a comment below. Tell us, what is one boundary you want to set this week? We would love to hear from you.
We'll be back very soon with another episode. Until then, take care of yourself.
Be kind to yourself.
And keep practicing your English. One word, one sentence, one day at a time.
We'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye.